welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Sharmila and I'm coming to you from Toronto, Ontario, Canada. This is episode 10. Thank you so much for joining me today, and thank you so much for leaving all the warm comments on YouTube under the videos. They've been so lovely and encouraging. Thank you very much. You can find me on Instagram as JulyChicKnits and on Ravelry as JulyChic. I hope everyone's been having a really great summer. I've been knitting somewhat sporadically these last few months, so I don't have a lot to show, but I've taken a couple of really nice short trips. One to Collingwood, Ontario, which is on the Georgian Bay on Lake Huron. And we did a really great hike there called the Nottawasaga Bluffs Conservation Area. And another short trip to Kingston, Ontario and Gananoque, which is an area called the Thousand Islands, and it's along the St. Lawrence River. I also finally visited my family in the States. My family, my parents, my brothers, my siblings, they all live in America, they're American. And Canada, US have just recently eased their border restrictions a bit, opened it up to fully vaccinated individuals. So I was really happy to finally, almost after 2 years, see my family, my parents, some of my siblings, and most of my nephews. So I was really, really happy to be reunited with them. I spent a good 10 days with them. And hopefully, they can also come over soon. I'll start with my one and only finished object. It is the Missoni Accomplished, which is right here. And it's a sweater, as you can see. It's a pattern by Melissa Clulow at Espace Tricot. And I've made it out of Julie Asselin's Journey Sport. Julie Asselin is a Canadian dyer, and I think the wool is also spun in Canada. And the Journey Sport is a Rambouillet Targi wool, and it's really it was a really lovely yarn to work with. I'll get into the specifics of it. First, I'll just let you know that I knit the third size in the pattern. That's the size I normally knit. Usually I knit the third size in a pattern. That's just what I feel that fits me the best. And this is a top-down sweater. So I tried it on many times to make sure the length was okay. Because the way it's designed as a bit of a cropped sweater, and I don't really wear my tops very cropped, so I just tried it on a lot. And the modifications I made to the pattern were that I cast on with a tubular cast on, and I did some short row shaping in the back neck, so you can see the back neck is a bit higher than the front neck. Oh, I guess you can see it better here. And I'm really glad I did that shaping, because it sits nicely on me, and it is a boxy fit. The sleeves are about bracelet length sleeves, I guess, and it has a really nice drape to it. Let me talk about, I didn't make any other modifications. I don't believe. I may have lengthened it just a bit, but apart from that, I didn't make any other modifications to the yoke or anything like that. I did think about adding another chevron stripe, but then my girlfriends told me just 2 stripes like it is in the pattern. I talked to my girlfriends about this sweater. They're not knitters. None of my girlfriends are knitters, but I mean, apart from my knitting circle, I do have girlfriends who are knitters, but a certain group of girls are definitely not knitters. And I showed them the pattern. I always talk to them about the color that I'm going to be knitting with or what pattern I should do next. And they give me a lot of really valuable feedback. So they said just stick to the pattern how it is, the 2 chevron stripes on the body and 3 for the sleeve. And I'm really happy I did that. I'm really happy with the way it turned out. So the yarn is sport weight, it called for. I knitted out of Julie Asselin's Journey Sport. And I used the colors Dentelle, which is this kind of purpley pink color, and Latte, which is this kind of cream. And I used 3 skeins of the, sorry, was it 3 or let me see my notes. 5 skeins of the Dentelle and 2 skeins of the Latte. I'll show you how much I have left. I have like half a skein of the Dentelle left, and here's the color, and almost a full skein of the Latte. So I bought 7 skeins total. Let's see, the dye job I found was quite uniform, so I didn't end up alternating skeins in the sweater. And also it's broken up by the chevron stripes, so I didn't, if there was a slight variation, I wasn't going to be too worried about it, but it looks actually very even. I think overall very even, so that's why I didn't feel the need to alternate skeins. Let's see, any other notes? I think that's it. Oh, okay, yeah, I bought the yarn at the Knitting Loft in Toronto. I did buy it online about a year ago, last year in April. I bought it sight unseen. Usually I prefer not to buy yarn online, but because it, I really wanted to knit this sweater, and when the yarn came, I was actually really happy because their pictures were very close to the yarn. It was almost exactly the yarn color, so I kind of bought with confidence, I guess. And I'm really, really happy with the wool. I haven't worn this sweater a ton because I finished it in the summer. So I'll let you know how the wool holds up, but I have a feeling it's going to do well. As for what's on my needles, you know how it goes when one wants to use their stash yarn, one must buy some more yarn to go with the stash yarn to do the project that one has in mind. So this was my stash yarn. This is Exquisite. I'll show you the label. It's West Yorkshire Spinners Exquisite, which is a Falkland and mulberry silk blend. And I had a skein of this. This is lace weight. It's quite fine. It's lace weight, and I bought it quite a while back at the Knitting Loft. It might have been actually one of my first purchases at the Knitting Loft. And I didn't really have anything in mind for this. It's a very generous skein because it is lace weight. It's about 875 yards, I believe. And I paired it with these. This is Knitting for Olive, their soft silk mohair, which is also a lace weight yarn. So I have, this one is called Powder, Dusty Aqua, sorry, the skeins are a bit of a mess, Purple Artichoke, and I think this is Dusty Rose, maybe. I'll double check, but Dusty Rose. And I, let's see, let me put this aside. I have started the Striped Sweater by Andrea Mowry, which is a sport weight sweater. So 2 skeins of the lace weight seems to be working. So what I'm doing is I'm holding the Exquisite lace. I'm holding this throughout the whole sweater, and I'm striping the mohair. So that's working well because the ends won't be too problematic to weave in at the end. So as you can see, I'm using four colors. There's not a lot of variation between the pink and the purple at the end, but I think it'll work out. I believe it'll work out, and it's really it feels great because the silk content of this sweater is going to be quite high, so the fabric is really beautiful. And I'm knitting the second size in the pattern for my daughter again, and yeah, it's pretty quick knit because the stripes go by quickly. So that's what's on my needles now. This brings me to what I'm wearing. I'm wearing the Stormy Sky Shawl. It's a generous free pattern by the name of the designer is Ksenia Naidyon of Life is Cozy. You can find the pattern on Ravelry, and I've knitted in it's another Canadian company called Blue Brick Yarn, and they the dyer, she hand paints these lovely gradients onto yarn, and this is their Manitoulin Merino Sparkle base, which is a light fingering, and I used 1 skein for the whole shawl. So I'll just take it off so you can take a look. Here it is. The pattern was very, very easy and fun to knit with, but this is the beautiful gradient, and it's quite a large shawl. It's an airy shawl. This has a lot of drop stitches, I believe, this pattern, so it went by really quick. I knitted quite a while ago, but yeah, it's also light. It's perfect for summer or spring. Thank you so much for joining me today. Happy knitting. Bye.